Hi everyone. This is my first video that I'm doing. Don't mind me, I'm kind of a little shy with the camera, so it's going to take me some time to warm up to the camera. But I'm actually doing one of my little homemade recipes. I always like to experiment and do different things with it. This recipe you can actually, if you want to try it, you don't have to use venison stew meat. You can use hamburger meat. Any meat, any kind of beef you want, really. Sorry, this is me just getting the packaging off my stew meat. I'm going to put it in, I have my crock pot right here. So you can see. There's the packaging out of the way. I'm going to put my stew meat on the bottom of my crock pot. Hold on, I'm just going to wash my hands quick, guys. Whenever I touch raw meat, I have to wash my hands. Sorry, everyone. So the next step I do after I wash my hands, after I put the frozen venison stew meat. Like I said, again, you can use hamburger. You can use pretty much. I'm looking for my buck seasoning. I grabbed that out of the cupboard. Alright, now you're going to hold on 1 second because I don't think I grabbed my buck seasoning out of my cupboard. Grabbed all my seasonings I need but my buck seasoning. Hold on 1 second. That's what I need. So I like to, before I start adding anything else, I do add these two seasonings once the liquids are in, but I just used the yellow buck seasoning on top of my venison stew meat. And some onion powder. Then, what I typically like to do is start adding my liquids. Some Kiko-Man soy sauce, or I don't know if you will have this brand of soy sauce where you live, but if you don't, you can use whatever soy sauce. I usually put a few drizzles over the top of my meat. I'll show you 1 second. So you can see I put this 2 seasonings on the top of that. Then I sprinkled a few drizzles of the soy sauce over top of that. And you can see that there's, just enough to coat the bottom of that. Soy sauce doesn't really want to use too much of the soy sauce because there's other seasonings that go in it. Okay. The next thing you do is you're going to want to take your milk. You can use whole milk, whatever milk you have. I do about a cup of milk. About a cup of milk. But I'm probably just going to use the last bit of this milk in there. the well over cup. So you can see that's what. Then I have apple cider vinegar. We have the PICS brand. You can use any brand you want. This is just the cheapest brand of apple cider vinegar that we have up here in Central New York. So I do about a few tablespoons of that, but I know how to eye what I'm doing. So if you got an eye for the thing, just pour a few tablespoons. So now the next thing we're going to add is the red cooking wine. Same thing with that, a few tablespoons. I also use, and I use this in, I don't always get organic. I didn't realize this one was organic, but it doesn't matter if it's organic. You can get the regular extra virgin olive oil. But I always use this when I'm just starting my channel. So you'll see me actually using a lot of extra virgin olive oil in a lot of my homemade dressings and my homemade marinades and a lot of my recipes. I do use the extra virgin olive oil. So it doesn't have to be organic though. A few tablespoons of this. Then we're going to, I haven't opened my sherry cooking wine now. This is a new bottle. We're going to use some sherry cooking wine. This one you don't want too much of. You only need literally about a tablespoon and a half of this. If not, if that, just like a tablespoon. Again, that was sherry cooking wine, and it's about a tablespoon of that. The next step I usually do, like any season. Oh, wait, we gotta do, I do the butter. I don't know if you'll have the Patak's brand, but anything similar that's a butter chicken curry sauce. Because you have to simmer the sauce. And open it. I do. How much I put in usually equals equivalent to like a couple tablespoons. But I just measure it myself on eye. So a couple tablespoons of the butter chicken curry sauce. Then sorry, I have trouble opening jars. My husband found them. Then ghee, clarified butter. Any clarified butter will work, but then clarified butter. Just pour about almost 2 tablespoons of clarified butter in there. And next up, I typically do, I usually use 1 box of a Velveeta Skillets 1-pan dinner kit. I use the creamy beef stroganoff one. As you see, in these noodles, I put the noodles in. Because there's never enough noodles before I add the cheese packet and the other thing that comes with it. But we will be adding water at the end after I get all this in there. Now you want to open your white packet after you get your noodles in there. Just throw this there, but I forgot one more. Now you can use that Velveeta skillets. I only pick up 1 box because I usually have extra noodles at home, and those things are usually expensive, and you only need the 1 package out of each for it. I always have extra of the Suddenly Classic pasta salad boxes, so I use 2 boxes. I don't use the seasoning from them, I just use the noodles. So that's what you see me opening to put in there for extra noodles. Okay. I do want You want about 3-4 cups of water. That's what I just put in, was about 3 cups of water. I gotta open this. This is the cheese packet that came in. That will be the cheese stroganoff meal. So now I'm just squeezing the packet in, the white cheese sauce packet. Okay. Now I'm going to add minced onion. When I run out of onions, I use minced onions in a lot of my recipes. It's actually used in a lot of my homemade dressings as well. The red top adobo. I just sprinkle it all around. We're gonna throw three beef bouillon cubes in different spots. Different spots here. I don't like opening these things because they're so small. Well, my nails are a pain. Gotta put that one over here. I also have the chicken bouillon cubes, but I'm using the chicken powder instead of the cubes. I sprinkle a little bit of that across the top. Italian style herb seasoning, the grinder. I just do a few grinds across the top. This is organic freeze-dried parsley. Although you don't have to use organic again. You can use any type of parsley. Garlic salt with parsley. That's why I don't do too much of that parsley, because the garlic salt has parsley in it. Do a few sprinkles of that. Then oregano, sorry, crushed. Then I use some steak seasoning. I do some sprinkles all across the top. This is all before stirring it in. You don't stir it in yet. Now we actually use some more buck seasoning, but use it across the whole top of it. And then use some onion powder across the top. Now we gotta get a spoon. Then you take your cooking spoon and then start mixing all this stuff in. But you want to mix it all in before you add the last two things I'm about to add. Okay. Now, I'm going to add some Italian style coated cheese. Use about a half a bag of that. Quarter bag to a half a bag. However much cheese you like. And then literally a tiny bit of mozzarella. And then I usually just get the cheese down in there. So that way it can be coated in the seasonings. And then you put your lid on. Put your lid on, carry it to your you put your crock pot on high. You plug your crock pot in, you put it, see I'm going to get my crock pot there. Crock pot on high, and you cook it for 4 to 5 hours on high. You check on it a couple times in between and stir it through. And there you have it.